So last year we saw Jimmy Butler take a giant leap forward with the Bulls, while Derrick Rose was out. So Kenny, who's the number one guy on that team right now?
Oof, number one option, that's tough because Rose was injured before he was the MVP. So, obviously he put the team on his shoulders. So you would think if he can get close to that.
I ain't fucking with him right now. I'm over here doing this motherfucker in Indiana.
Welcome everyone to this 2K Sports broadcast of the Pacers live from Indianapolis, Indiana. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. A look at Chicago, winning their last 3 games. They'd like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
It's interesting to say these guys are hot right now. Would be putting it mildly. They've come into this game playing arguably the best basketball of anybody in the league.
Yeah, Greg, it's been a big-time winning streak. I mean, many of the games haven't even been close during the streak. Needless to say, they're coming into every game now with great confidence and swag.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. So for Chicago right now, Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Snell in at the 3 spot. And it's Rose missing. Monte Ellis has always had a knack for the big shot. When things are on the line, he is a guy that is not afraid to step up.
And Kevin, last season, he had a number of big second halves and fourth quarters for the Mavs. Really took over that primary scoring role from Dirk Nowitzki. Stole a lot of games for them last season.
The shot is off. And in Chicago the other way, they're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop him.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at him.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And finished off by Rose.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Here is Miles. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That is his first foul of the game.
Easy 2-1.
Here is Miles. Gasol with the steal.
Clever, crafty defense. He saw that pass coming before it was even made.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there. And a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Here's George. Naimi trying to get open. George with the bucket.
Strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Bulls have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Gasol, a screen on him. To the paint, goes up off the pick. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Good display of physicality by Gasol to set that shot up.
On the wing, George.
His head was above the rim on that one when he rises up, folks. It almost looks as though he's not human.
He really is the picture of power, isn't it?
Doubt.
And he's actually a human highlight reel. Seems like highlights were invented for him.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia slam play. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Teams value the 3 so much nowadays. Let's check out the best at it. Second, the Pacers.
This team takes smart three-point shots. That's one of the reasons, Kevin, they're amongst the league leaders in three-point percentage. They don't just hoist up crazy threes. They get quality looks from behind that arc.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can
good pass. Good triple pass, my
nigga. On that one, shouldn't be much made there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
I think there's one way to describe George Hill. It's the culmination of several attributes. I mean, he comes from the school of Popovich, plays under control, always in the right place defensively. The way I describe him is just steady.
The Bulls making a switch here. Mirotic has checked in. George. That doesn't go with a chance to tie. Bulls have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11.
And you look at it, 8 of the last 10 points they've given up here coming in transition.
And defensively, you got to recognize that threat and make the correction.
Monte say he
An
ain't
interesting
playing.
thing about George
What?
Hill, he was traded from the
was
Spurs
the
to
worst
the
in the
Pacers a
coach.
few years back. Many people were surprised the
Oh my
Spurs
God,
would
you lucky
even
bitch.
trade a valuable veteran when they were trying to win a championship. But who did they trade him for? Kawhi Leonard. A pretty good deal.
Well, you know, Hill is really solid. He knocks down open shots, can run the offense.
That's the Ellis I know right there.
I think he's a terrific
That's the ones
combo
gonna get
guard.
that.
Gives you a little bit of everything and does it in a professional way. And that's typically what attracts him to other teams.
Shots good by Butler.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all
Oh
come
my
off
God.
assists.
Layup.
First shot.
He was like,
He's out of the block.
yeah,
fast.
he's like a big
How
slow
about the
dunk.
perseverance there,
Who
the
the
extra
green
effort on that offensive glass?
And it's Rose
Not today.
penetrating.
Get shit out of here.
And it's
Got
good.
him.
And that,
Rose
y'all
has got
can't
shots.
get that.
How about the way he's able
Got
to
him.
pull his
Fuck, who the
body
fuck
to
on
shield the big
timeout,
fella
man?
off and still get the finish?
You've got to be
Oh,
clever
boy.
with your sleight of
Bub
hand
is right
when
there,
you
man.
get
We got
inside
these
and try to finish against the bigger guys. He made it look easy that time.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Bro, you got a whole bunch of no names, man. Look at these niggas I got, bro. Y'all be slamming on stuff.
Me?
Yeah, you nigga.
You want to pick him?
Look at that, man. Who was it?
I ain't picking, you picking. I ain't say get the Pacers, you got the Pacers. He said you better get your team.
What's that? I
So an
did.
entirely new group in now
Against
for
your
Indiana.
Bulls. Hey, who? Y'all
Jordan
know about
Hill is
first
checked in for
bomb ass
the Heat.
niggas.
Pottinger comes in for
All right,
C.J.
come on.
Myers.
Come
Hill
on.
is checked in for George. Young is subbed in for George Hill. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah is checked in for Gasol. Doug McDermott comes in for Tony Snell. Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
And that's 10 of their last 12 points that have come off assists. And the Pacers just missed out on the playoffs last year and would have to settle for 9th in the East. Hard for a team that has been so dominant in the East over recent seasons.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
Young for three. They get it again. Hill. And the bucket
Yeah.
is on his way to the
Get
free
back
throw
in this
line.
bitch.
Make it a three-point play.
I remember you. You
Guys,
suck
he's
bitch. You
actually
used to play with my Lakers.
indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
And for the Pacers against the East, they actually played the rest of the conference, Greg, very well. Ended with a 28-24 record card against the East.
The only team, Kevin, in the East with a winning record against the rest of the conference not to make the playoffs. Only went 10-19 against the playoff teams in the conference.
And he gets it to go.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right where he wants it.
Now, here is Hill. He hasn't yet
Man,
played
y'all shitty for real.
They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
There's the bucket. Good.
They haven't been able to stifle him defensively here.
No, to the contrary, they haven't provided much resistance at all. And in this game, you've got to play both ends of the floor.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to a interior in this first half.
Shots good from Young.
Tell you what, that was all made possible by the heads-up defense at the other end.
And I love that as soon as they get their hands on the basketball, they immediately get out and transition.
Excellent D there from Hill.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
And it's not going to go. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. It's the Bulls. They're up by 6. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't. I think Joakim can certainly make a case, Clark, for Chicago being that famished 5, especially with Rose back on the court.
There's no doubting that, Kevin. I mean, even the addition of Gasol with his 2 rings, the way he left things in L.A., that left him with an appetite that has him still hustling.
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats? Bulls.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
So for Chicago right now, Heinrich is out there with Brooks. Then there's Noah. And it's McDermott. And Heritage in the power forward position.
And injuries once again were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
And that trip coming up empty, missing both. And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark you can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
Pacers trail by 9. Butler with the steal. Here's Rose, and it's sent back by George. And now the fast break, Hill with the ball.
Do something, bitch.
A three-point
Do something.
Well, the first thought
Hell
for the
yeah.
Phoenix was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the 3 in transition.
Rose attacking, and he makes no mistake on the
How
slam
the fuck you
dunk.
make that
Folks,
dunk?
he does more than just put 2
real.
points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
Get up.
Gasol
That shit out of
plays it up
Gasol,
and makes it
man.
in.
Fuck
The
Gasol.
guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior
I knew
defenders
once he
with the way
rebound,
they
like,
work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are highly
That
up
dope,
the points
man.
in the paint.
That dog, when this guy went on throw it,
In the
I
dust
seen you
and
put your hands up.
to the basket.
Put your hands up.
Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there. Huh?
Ain't
It
gonna
could
be
be,
no
Kevin.
more of that.
A dunk like
Yeah,
that,
ain't gonna be no
sometimes
more.
get opponent.
Yeah, hell yeah. Ain't be no more of that.
It's gonna
Watch
be
this
an
quick
overback
comeback.
ball here.
I'm gonna play
Yeah,
the
nothing
same way I
wrong
played
with
like I played
fighting
my
for
first.
the rebound, but he
bitch.
gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
Give it up.
And Greg,
I passed that.
rebounder in my day. And I like that kind of aggressive play. But he's got to do a little better job of trying to get position earlier in that case.
That's
Not
a good
today,
point.
Butler.
You-
Not today,
it's
Butler.
so vital when you're
Not
trying
today.
to
D out here today now.
That's
Let's go to work.
something that wasn't on display in that position.
He out here today. He out here
Oh,
today.
that's bullshit.
And this sort of awesome dunk is
Yeah,
one of the
here
reasons
today.
this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
Miles, that's good.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of assist.
Rose goes in. Excellent D there from Allen.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that.
Hill, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Outside
I ain't
Rose.
worried. Yeah, get your ass in that paint. Yeah.
Rebound by Mahinmi.
Boot that.
Mahinmi's got
Go
3
to work.
rebounds now in this one.
There we go.
And here's Miles outside.
Oh, my
It's all
God.
down on the Bulls. They've led by as much as 10. The Pacers beat them last time when these 2 teams met in Indiana.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
They've just got to be more careful tonight. It's that simple. I mean, those guys are too valuable. They need them on the floor.
The Bulls leading by 4. Outside Rose deflects the pass. It's stolen by Mahinmi. And it's Hill penetrating.
Oh
Here's
my
Stuckey.
God, he's a soft
And he
bitch.
finishes
Oh
nice
my
on
God,
the
what a
left.
play, my
They're a little
nigga.
hesitant resistance off the resistance as he burst to the
came
hoop.
by retirement on that one.
Pass to Rose.
Watch this.
From deep.
Do it to yourself, Don.
It's rebounded by Stuck. The Pacers are going 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field.
Gotta take him to
That is the
school.
score.
Gotta take him to
8
school.
points for Hill.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they're just giving them too many looks
They
inside.
don't want this smoke.
Yeah, and
Tell
usually
you,
when
boy,
a team
you
goes
told
on
they
a
don't
run
want
like
the
this,
smoke.
it's because
They
they're
don't want
getting
the
too
smoke.
many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
And the first time out of the game
Mama
called for Chicago.
Next time you motherfuckers
And guys, no doubt George Hill had it rough last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee
Don't do it
injury.
to yourself, Don.
Came back for 5, then missed another 11 games.
Don't do it to yourself,
before
Don.
his
Good
season
one.
got going.
That's all
But
you
you know
had
what?
going for yourself.
He had
That
one
was
of his
it.
most productive years
Now I'm about to show
from
what I
that
do
point
best.
on.
Mahimi dishes to Ellis.
Think so? Watch this.
Hill has
Good
the
pass
open
like
look.
that.
And the
Good
basket
one.
by Hill.
That's what I'm talking about, George Hill.
Hill's got it all tied up
That's what I'm
now
talking
for
about.
Indiana.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside.
Do it.
Their
I need that.
rebounding has been excellent, and that's
Gee,
always
nigga, you
important
thought
in
we
a
got
close game.
too?
And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season.
Give me that.
Back to average career highs.
Oh, you lucky bastard. What I know what I'm doing.
Partly
If I could
because he was
sleep, I
finally
would tip myself.
treated and looked to as a go-to guy, and he thrived in that role.
Watch that.
Ring shot on the way. No luck. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Heinrich inside the three-point line. Hill pulls it in.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
Heinrich kicks to Brooks. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
That's all I see.
Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups form in that series, but they were able to prevail.
The Pacers making a switch here. George is checked in. Puts up a 3. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 5 assists tonight.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one. And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Jordan?
And the basket by Hill. Hill's got 4 points this quarter. This tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
And guys, that's lucky
I
number
need
7
that.
already
Oh,
in this game.
And so it's a close.
Kevin,
thank you. Here with
our house, nigga.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Come up in this bitch. Like you about to bring that smoke up in here. You know what I mean? It's my house. I'll never bring that smoke up in my house.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal. So it's Indiana who's out on top at the half. They lead by... And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
I'm about to come back and bust you by 20.
No, I think I'm about to go 2-0 and be very.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
Looking at the game Rose has been having, he's got 10 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
They've got Ellis. Mahinmi is out there with C.J. Miles. It's George Hill, and it's George in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the group out there in Indiana.
And that's behind that hole in the D.
You like a linebacker right now.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
And the wide open shot from Rose. And the 3 off target. George passes to Ellis. Here's Mahinmi. Outside for George. The second chance effort. The shot no good. Some solid defense from Butler. Back to Gasol. To the inside. It's Butler that time on the assist by Gasol. And that's now 10 points for Butler.
You gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Neither side has relented a bit.
He needed a Tony.
Fourth affair.
Well, 8 lead changes, Kevin, so far as the teams are battling it out here in the third.
He needed a Tony. He needed a Tony.
Already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish.
And the Pacers call time here.
Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on and on, yet he's made it and made it big.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
But they'll get another chance. Stuckey outside. Some nice passing here by Indiana. There's Ellis with the free ball. Chicago grabs the miss. They've led by as much as 10. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. For plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, the great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Pacers trail by 3. Here's George, rips down the breakaway slam.
Hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
Chicago calls timeout. And for C.J. Miles, he sure can string together a long line of threes under the league with a nice jump shot that has now become deadly.
Yeah, he doesn't get to the free throw line much, but he's not really much of a playmaker, but he's 3D in color. HD 3D.
Talking about C.J. Miles, he was filthy last year. Indiana needed his spark offensively, especially without Paul George in the lineup. Miles responded by putting up career highs in points and just an unbelievable impact on the season.
And for most every team out there, guys, they're looking for a guy like C.J. Miles. Decent size, natural movement skills, and can absolutely shoot the lights out. Call him buckets, because that's a lethal formula.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah is checked in for Gasol. McDermott comes in for Tony.
Backcourt, ref.
It's Heinrich in for Rose. From deep, George. That one is good again. He's 6 straight from the floor with the basket. Chicago leading. And Gibson kicks to McDermott. The kick outside to Butler. The Pacers pull it in. George has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Stuckey. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly.
That's why.
Yeah, it is.
Y'all fuck shots up like that, we gotta go.
His concentration for a split
Somebody
second.
can't get time.
That's all it took.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run. And you can see right there why he does.
Here's Butler. He's tipped and it's out of bounds.
Look at his hand. That's the greatest beat you ever gonna see, nigga. Took it out of his hand. That dunk, I stripped it. No, I stripped it. Right when you went up for that dunk.
Stuckey against Butler. Tries again. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You can do it yourself then.
Really
Don't
tough
be no
numbers for Butler. He's got 10 points and also 3 steals. The motor on this guy is amazing. Completely revved up. He's been everywhere today.
And it's hard to say which has influenced the game more, really, his offense or his D. I mean, take your pick.
Hill is checked in for Indiana. Budinger comes in for George.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that five-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Chicago making a switch here. Brooks checked in. And good on the basket. Book it. And the Bulls lead by 6.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and highly respected him.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
And one bright note for the Pacers last season was the play of their bench. Adding Rodney Stuckey was a huge boost for them.
George Hill's checked in for Indiana. And Stuckey led the charge for the Pacers bench, Greg, as you were talking about. But all around the reserves, Clark, were fantastic on the Pacers.
Yeah, third in the league, almost 41 points per game off the bench. First in the NBA in bench rebounding, and top 10 in field goal percentage as a bench.
That's good. 107 left here in the third quarter. The drive by Brooks. Got a piece of it. And Miles kicks to Buddy. Here's Allen, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Watch the steal. He ain't doing nothing with it. He ain't doing nothing with it.
Hill. Indiana moving it around. Buttinger dishes to Hill. To the right side. Miles the pass to Allen. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Allen's got his second bucket of the night.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate.
Heinrich kicks to Miritich. And the shot is good. And the Bulls lead by 5.
They'll take as many of those looks as they can get.
Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. For 3, Hill. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
Get a monkey on the show.
And here we go, the Bulls fast break. Here's Brooks.
Bopping.
Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. 8 points for Aaron Brooks.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
They've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
This is what it kind of had gone in. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams.
I just did what you had to do.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. Butler and Snell are the wingmen. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Rose in at the 1 spot. Pacers trail by 5. Near the three-point line, it's Ellis. Second shot opportunity. It's tipped. Rose kicks to Butler. 20 feet out.
In his face.
It's rebounded by Indiana. Mahimi's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Chicago.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
But also, they put the offense on its heel. Look at the number of steals they've been able to get. And that's something they also can take great pride in.
Sure. And he drops it in from the low.
Carry, travel.
And they'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game out.
And the call will be against George Hill. That's foul number 2 for him.
No matter what it is. Don't worry about what he's doing.
He thought he had it.
Here's Snell. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
And this has been purely a display of
talking about
offense
Butler. That's
that
all
we're
I
seeing
got to
here
shoot.
today.
And you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
You know what? He's just stone cold
see
right now.
another
Really
one?
not sure if he's
Boppy,
the best
where you
option
going?
offensively as they try to get back to this game.
Snell, that's good.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat. They've been very untidy with the ball here. You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball.
I ain't got nobody.
And the Pacers call time.
You know, the Pacers ended up in fourth place in the Central Division last year, guys. And that's not quite what they were used to after taking the division the previous 2 years and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
He ain't nobody. He busted up. He a shell of himself.
Busting you up.
And now Doris Burke has an update for the
Butler busting me up right
I was
now.
able to listen in on what Frank Vogel
Man,
had to say
he
to
got
his
more
team.
points than that
He was
kid.
not happy with their play to this point,
Yeah,
telling
no, I
them
wasn't happy.
we're getting out hustled, plain and simple.
Need
There's
that.
still time, but we've got
Man,
to
that's
dial up our
wild.
effort.
Shit like that.
Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
That's some shit happened.
And it's Ellis penetrating. Tries yet again, and he sinks the layup.
Nigga, you gotta work.
Healthy margin, but it
Don't work,
hasn't
don't
been
we?
enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Chicago calls timeout. Looking at last year with the Pacers, with Paul George out, the Pacers knew it would be tough to win the Central again, and they still played decently, though, going 8-8 in divisional games.
And the Pacers played admirably. I mean, the division just got a lot tougher. If the Pacers bounce back, you could easily see 4 of the Central Division members making the playoffs in the near future.
The Bulls leading by 9.
9. I go.
Here's Gasol. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
And I want to see more of that from him. I mean, he's been passing up on his shot more than usual, even though he's hitting the ones that he takes.
Mahimi down low, working on Gibson. The shot by Mahimi, no good. And it's Rose penetrating, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
That's right.
Gasol dishes to Snell.
Look at that shit.
And a miss there on the dribble. Pacers trail by 13, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
For Chicago, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. The shot by Butler, nobody around. It's hauled in by Paul George. George has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. 3-pointer, and that one's good. George has got 19 points.
That gives him his second 3 of the half, with 3 total for the game.
Snell from outside.
There you go.
The shot will not go. Excellent D there from George. Poked loose. Gasol with the steal. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
And the ball will be against George Hill.
I'm mad
That'll be
motherfucker
his
get
3rd
still.
foul so far.
That's why I said
And
they
guys,
cut their
something
booty.
for the NBA is the
Man, they
HGH
shouldn't have
testing
that.
that's been put in place. It's something the league hasn't had too many issues with or even accusations, but better to stamp it out early. And hard to argue that it should be in place.
Can we get back to the money? If I hit this tray ball, we back in this bitch.
Pacers trail by 10.
All right,
Ellis outside. Looking to get it going. He takes it up and lays it in.
Just a late reaction there.
I want the 3. You ain't want to give it to me, so I'm going to say what you give me.
And Gibson kicks to Butler.
Poppy.
Out to the right wing. It's tipped. 5 on the clock. Fires for three. It's all in by George. George has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Field goal number 9. He's 9 of 12 at that basket. There's a minute 47 left in the game. Here's Gibson, and down it goes.
How about the excitement right now that he's playing the game with? I love it.
He capped that dunk off with some serious hang time on the rim.
I tell you what, he just couldn't contain himself on that one.
McDermott, no one around him, and a miss there on the triple.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
And Gibson, here we go. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 10 assists here tonight. So active.
10 assists, Butler.
And the Pacers call time here.
Down.
By 10.
Down.
We've got 1:18 left in the 4th quarter of this one.
About fucking 3 points.
About 10.
I bet I don't.
We've got 1:18 left here in the 4th quarter. Here's George.
Wait, the fuck is highlight films out here?
Just a remarkable jam. These men's jaws are on the ground right now.
That's straight up showtime stuff right there, baby. Major highlight reel material. Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final minutes here in what looks to be a solid win for the Bulls.
You're right there, Steve. And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, Clark, their aggressiveness in getting steals.
Man, you should have been pushed it. The fuck? The one why y'all fucking slow it. Look at this shit. They could have shot threes. Oh, need that.
When you have the type of effort we saw tonight,
what shit?
It's hard to overcome that kind of defensive pressure.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
I mean,
when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant the game this was for Taj Gibson. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
McDermott can't get it to go. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, it's been really sloppy out there.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
Pretty looking shot. I mean, when you can hit it from that deep, wow.
I tell you what, Clark, you gotta be feeling pretty good.
Fucking backcourt.
They decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, with the game out of reach, intentional fouls don't mean anything. It's just an exercise in futility. Let the clock go.
Yeah, I agree with you, Clark. Just doesn't really make a lot of sense at this point. And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Park from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Cal, congratulations on the win here. How satisfying is this victory for you and the team?
But what really matters is that your boys can't see my boys.
And the way we've been playing lately is
What? We won by like 9, 10.
Wins help the confidence, pal.
It was like 8.
Back to you.
Try that again.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
I mean,
this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And now time to send it over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the post-game show.
Boy, I wish I had to see your stat. I think you was like, if I had to think about it, I think you was like 12 for like 26.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game. Taj Gibson. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked and loaded.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys.
How y'all winning? He demanded the game,
because there was no wasted opportunity.
Who's that, Butler?
He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
I bet you Butler had like 20-something too.
For a guy who's mainly a
he just had no 7 rebounds.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille.
That's what the fuck they do. You know what I mean, brother?